Hi, I just wanted to give some instructions here for the coral bleaching article. So, this is similar to other close readings that I've done before. Learning intention on this one, we're learning about our impact on ecosystems and how they affect the survival of different species. So, we can learn how to protect those species instead. This is kind of looking at the issues with what coral are experiencing worldwide as a result of our changing their habitats and how it's affecting their numbers. Success criteria: I'll be successful when I can scan for keywords and define them to get a better understanding of what they mean. I can use a formula to convert two different units of temperature. And I can describe the relationship between human activity and coral bleaching and the impact it will have on ecosystems where coral live. So, before you even look at the article, there's a prediction question that I want you to look at. What do you think the impact on the world would be if there were suddenly no corals at all? How would it affect the environment? So again, you're just using your best guess. Think about what impact that would have if corals were just suddenly not present. Then there's a link to the article here. It's a Newsella article. So when you click on the link, it'll take you to a page like this. And in my case, I'm already logged into Newsella, so it's got my initials up here. If you are not already logged into Newsella, you'll want to click sign in. From there, you'll want to sign in with Clever. And with Clever, you'll want to use your school Google account to get fully logged in. Once you do, you should have full access to the article. So, and again, this will be the title for it. The Lexile score will probably post at this level, 1220. If you need to adjust the Lexile score, just to make things potentially a little bit easier while you read through, you can lower the Lexile from the original point. But if you have trouble answering one of the questions, if you're not able to find it after adjusting the Lexile score, try adjusting it back just to see if there was something that you missed. So for the first section here, I want you to scan the article for 3 words you either do not already know or 3 words that you would think would be important to the article. Again, we're thinking about corals here. Write them out below and then look up a definition for each one, then rephrase it in your own words. I want these definitions to be simple enough that basically anybody in our class could understand them. These will be discussed together as a class. So again, list out your words 2, 3, and 4, and then give a short definition that's easy for everyone to understand. So in this case, you're not reading the article top to bottom just yet. There are certain keywords that will be emphasized here. They'll be put in bold and they'll have a question mark underneath them. And usually there is a simple definition given. But again, don't copy and paste this definition. I would highly encourage you to further simplify it. Try to think of ways to word it in a way that would be familiar to you, that will help you remember. So those words are good to pick. In this article in particular, there are certain locations that are mentioned that would also be good terms to pick. Certain things that are related specifically to the science of studying corals as well. There's things like that. So there's a lot of potential terms to kind of draw from here that you could use for those definitions. So, after discussing the words together in class, read the article, then answer the following questions. Maybe we're already past this point. If we are, in the instructions for this assignment, I'll have already posted some words and their definitions. So, if we are past that point, or if you just want to move on to the next section, go ahead and start reading the article and then answer these content questions. Number 5 asks, why is bleaching dangerous to corals? What is the worst thing that could happen to a bleached coral? 6 has, the article mentions that the coral sea reefs experienced, quote, temperatures above 30 degrees Celsius. Celsius is commonly used in countries like Australia, but in the United States, we tend to use Fahrenheit. What is 30 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? Again, degrees C, degree F. Hint, the formula for this conversion is, and then I put here in parentheses, the temperature in Celsius, that represents a single number, times 1.8, all of that is in parentheses, plus 32 equals the temperature in Fahrenheit. You should be able to use this conversion formula to help you get the answer for that one. 7, what causes coral bleaching? And try to be as specific as possible with this one. Again, based on the information you're finding from the article. 8, why would it take longer for reefs in the Coral Sea to recover instead of the ones in the Great Barrier Reef? Think about what the article mentions that makes the Coral Sea reefs different from the Great Barrier Reef. This one I've found is a little bit tricky for folks, but again, look at what the article is pointing out about the differences between the reefs in this area, the Coral Sea, versus the Great Barrier Reef, which is a little more famous. You've maybe heard of the Great Barrier Reef. 9, according to the article, what is the impact that coral bleaching has on fish and other organisms that live in coral reefs? So, again, thinking about the ripple effect, how does it affect other organisms in the environment? 10, thinking outside of the article, what are some things that humans are doing to the environment that could contribute to warmer temperatures? I want you to be more specific than just saying global warming in general. Try looking at the gases mentioned in the four major gases that contribute to the greenhouse effect from this source, and I'll click the link here in a second, and how humans are creating them. So when I click on that link, it pulls up this little site from NASA, the causes of climate change. And as you start to scroll down, you should be able to find this section, four major gases that contribute to the greenhouse effect. And it lists them specifically and some human activities that basically help cause them. So use this information to help you answer that specific question. And then 11, again, thinking outside of the article, what are some other human activities that threaten the survival of corals as organisms? Try looking at this source to look for a threat not related to climate. So there are other things threatening corals beyond climate as well. This is from the EPA, the United States Environmental Protection Agency. So it talks here about local threats to coral reefs. Again, some of these may not seem like something that's part of our everyday lives being here in Kansas. But again, if you're ever thinking of either traveling to an area that is near a coral reef, or if you know somebody who does saltwater tanks and they might have coral, live coral, as part of their display. These are things to consider as far as how these animals are taken care of. Again, coral is an animal. It's a weird animal, but it is an animal. So again, look through these threats that they mention here. And again, try to select one that is unrelated to climate threats as far as some of the other things that are affecting corals that are human activities. So, again, I hope this gives you an opportunity to learn a little bit more about coral specifically as an organism, the importance of those support structures that it has to form that kind of hard casing that their colonies are a part of, and what can happen to them in terms of, human activities influencing their behavior and their populations. It's another chance for us to kind of look at things from an ecology standpoint.